Good morning. Erik Thorisson from Arctic Strategy here. As you probably know, I'm a business strategist. You may not know, also I'm an asset strategist. So by asset I mean real estate. It can be vehicles, anything that can be used to generate profit. So just today I want to talk to you about a couple of basic property strategies you can use. You're probably familiar with these, but this video is meant to serve as a starting point for future discussions about this topic. So I've got listed here about 7 of them. First one, buy to lease. So you buy a place with the intention of your tenants paying it off. You can negatively gear it, use the interest as a tax deduction. Ideally, in 15-20 years, you have a building or a piece of property, real property, not personal property, real property that's been paid off by someone else. Now, this is based on the fact that we all need somewhere to live. You can try and live out in the park somewhere, but I don't think it'll last very long. So you need somewhere to live. So people that can't afford a property, there's a lot of people these days, they'll rent. They need to rent off someone. That person can be you. So all that rent pays off the loan which was used to buy the property. Secondly, the funds. So you're putting money into a Macquarie fund, which then goes and buys property. So you are buying a financial asset, but it's linked to a physical asset, being real property. And that means that you don't have to manage the property. There's no problems with tenants or vacancies. You can simply just deal with your fund manager. Makes your life easier. Next, real estate trusts, which is where similar sort of deal, whereby you invest in trusts by units typically. That trust then purchases large pieces of real estate. So probably looking at a shopping centre. You might own 10,000 of them. But as the rents come in from Westfield or whoever it is to pay off the property, you get the dividend. Next, the great Australian dream. Not my personal dream. I have other aspirations, but for most people, they talk about home ownership. It was very available in the early 2000s. Has now become very available again because banks in Australia have not learnt from the GFC. But home ownership, you save 20% or even 0% deposit. That shouldn't be hard to save. And you get a loan from a bank, buy the property, live in it, pay the loan off over typically 30 years. You'll end up paying probably about twice the value of the home back in total, but that's spread over 30 years, so you won't really notice. That's the way most people get into it. That's why most real estate agents are in business. Buy and hold. Where you buy a property at a cheap price, don't live in it, don't expect a huge rental, and then over time through a few cycles of real estate, property cycle, you can sell it again for a much greater figure. That's sort of buy and hold. We've all seen The Block, TV shows like that. They're hard to avoid, but the next basic property strategy we have is buy, renovate and sell. So you buy a beaten up place in Collingwood, you make it small, nice, you paint it, you put a new bathroom and your kitchen in, you replace some floorboards, you sell it for a huge amount. The idea is that a huge amount is greater than the amount you used to buy the place and renovate it. Normally you're going to need for this one some cash for renovation, so maybe 40 grand plus the deposit, which might be 40 grand, so this is probably an $80,000 stretch, but you can probably make a couple of $100,000 by doing this at the right time. But you can do it at the wrong time and you won't make as much. The last one, co-investment with relatives and friends. So a whole bunch of you come together and buy a property. So maybe you and 3 siblings put together your savings and buy a property. Normally you rent it out, pay off the mortgage, but in the end you share the value of the gains and the property between you. Be very careful with this. You need to be well documented. You need dispute resolution clauses, you need a whole bunch of things, because if you own a property with 3 other people and they decide they want to renovate and you don't want to, you're probably going to have to. So be very careful. That's about it for the basic property strategies available. The one thing I must say about property, I've been very skeptical, because I've seen some of my friends and some of my friends' families lose money or not be successful in property. The thing to remember, over the long run in Australia, going back to probably the 1800s or before that, okay, property doesn't go down, property goes up every time. I've got friends who I had a Christmas dinner with recently, and their place is probably worth $650, and they were telling me that they were laughing and joking in a very capitalist way, saying that their father had bought the property for $16,000 in the 50s. Now, 60 years is a long time. Yes, that's correct. But to go from 16,000 to probably 640, you're not going to make that in wages. The key to wealth in Australia is undoubtedly property, but you need the right strategy. You need to stick with it. Here at Arctic Strategy, we're here to help you. Okay, remember, we want you to compete better, but also remember, property doesn't go down. Thank you.